Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mythlook with your host Nitin Nair. Today, we are taking another big leap into the world of mythology. We have been introducing new mythologies and characters from those mythologies in recent times, and keeping up with the trend, we are diving in to a completely new one today. We did explore the Micronesian mythology the last time around, which was our latest edition, and this time we have decided to move halfway around the world into the Middle East and look into Babylonian mythology. Now, Babylonian mythology, Sumerian mythology all have their own individual position in Mythlook, mainly because they were different regions and different civilizations comprising in the area that we all know collectively as Mesopotamia. Today, we are looking into the Babylonian god Shamash. Shamash, who was known as Utu, was the Babylonian sun god and regarded as a god of justice, truth, and morality. He was also the twin of Inanna, who was a queen of heaven, and Shamash had several temples in the cities of Sippar and Larsa. According to Babylonian mythology, the god rode through the heavens in the Sun Chariot and was an enforcer of divine justice who was believed to be able to see all that happened in the day. He was also believed to have appeared to Ziusudra after the Great Flood in the Epic Gilgamesh. Throughout the Epic of Gilgamesh, Utu or Shamash is noted for his kindness and diligence in watching over the hero, and for this reason came to be regarded as a patron god of travelers and vagabonds. He also became associated with the highest of the gods and even considered to be the benefactor of the gods who provided them with a home. In Babylonian literature, Shamash was described as having a long beard and was depicted as an old man with a long arm. In art, he is shown emerging from the heaven at dawn and riding across the sky in his chariot. He was also believed to go back to the interior of heaven through the western doors at night. Shamash is shown as wielding his weapons such as the pruning saw and a double-edged saw with jagged teeth, which represented his role as a god of justice. Shamash also had a solar disk which had 4 cardinal points and 4 parallel lines originating from the center. Shamash was the child of the moon god Inanna and the fertility goddess Ningal. He was also the twin brother of Inanna, who was a goddess of war, love, and sexuality. He was also the brother of Ereshkigal, the queen of death, and Iskur, the god of storms. In Sumerian versions, Enlil was his father, and he had a wife named Aya, who was a goddess of dawn. Utu also had a son called Bunene. Shamash was also known as Utu, Samas, and Babar, depending on the region in Mesopotamia that he was worshipped in. He is also one of the few gods in the Mesopotamian pantheon who was common between multiple civilizations. Shamash was regarded as a god of justice and the governor of the universe, and was depicted as sitting on a throne. In this aspect, he was depicted with various symbols of righteousness and justice, including a staff and a ring. He was also associated with a pointed dagger, which was often depicted with a disc that represented the sun. As the sun god, Shamash was known to travel across the sky on horseback or in a boat or chariot. He was a heroic figure who gave life and light to those around him. Because of his heroically ethical character, he was rarely seen in mythology unless warranted by circumstances. As one of the major characters of the Epic of Gilgamesh, Shamash is extensively studied and more information is being discovered every year. With the growth of Islam and Christianity, belief in this all-powerful but kind and benevolent deity was replaced by the modern gods. As we all know, there is a huge hue and cry and research being done on the Epic of Gilgamesh, especially by ancient astronaut theorists who believe that the giants in Mesopotamian, Babylonian, and Sumerian mythology were actually aliens who came from outer space to help the human race. Whether or not these theories are true is not the objective of this podcast, because we only strive to find new interesting characters from mythology that you haven't heard yet. So until things are proved otherwise, Shamash, along with his other gods in the cosmology of the region, will continue to represent the culture and traditions of the region of a time when things were far different than what it is today. We will be bringing you a lot more such similar characters from this region who will really blow your minds. This is your host, Nitin Nair, signing out by reminding you once again that Mythlook is the home of mythology.